This is an attempt at the Cosmic Wave Swirl soap. This was in Amy Warden's soap challenge for November 2016, so I'm 2 years too late for that. But it's a beautiful pattern. I've tried it in the past, not had really good luck with it, so I'm trying again. The thing that caused me to want to make this was I was recently in Southern Africa and was looking at pieces of malachite rock, which has a really beautiful swirl pattern, and I think this method would do that. So I was looking on YouTube and I found Vicki Frost's video on azurite and malachite soap, which is really quite beautiful using this method. So I'll put the link to her video below. And then I also looked at videos by Mahoney Limited. I'll put that link, and then also Amy Warden's link for the tutorial on how to make a Cosmic Wave soap. Malachite and azurite are naturally occurring minerals. They're both copper-based. Malachite's mostly green, azurite is mostly blue. They do sometimes occur together in the same rock, and so I'm hoping to get that sort of look, predominantly malachite green, but with some veins of azurite blue going through it. We'll see how that works. This is some actual malachite. I don't have a piece with any azurite in it, but you can see the striping here. There's another piece. So at least for the green, that was the look I was trying for. This is going to be a 64-ounce recipe, which will make 18 bars. I'm using a recipe that I've used previously that I like because it's very slow moving and it makes a nice soap. 20% coconut oil, 40% lard, 40% high oleic sunflower oil. And then I'm adding some sugar as well as some sodium lactate to that. For the azurite blue part of the soap, I'm using a black base of black pearl mica with some activated charcoal, and then Klein blue mica will give the very dark blue, and the lighter blue is with Belize blue mica. Then the malachite green portion is the same black base as I used for the azurite, but I'm coloring it then with stripes of kombu green, which is very dark green, hydrated chrome green, which is kind of a bright greenish blue, and a mixture of celadon green and chromium green oxide to give a more or less bright green color. And for fragrance, I'm using 3 essential oils, a small amount of lemongrass oil, and then a larger amount of lavender 4042, as well as lavandin. So that'll give a nice scent that should not accelerate the trace of the batter at all. I have my batters at a good emulsion, but they're not at all at trace. And so I'm going to use these long spouted pitchers to pour with. That should let me get very close to the surface of what I'm pouring. So this is going to be the malachite portion. So I'm starting with a black base, adding some hydrated green, a bright green, and kombu green. That's sinking in a lot right now, I think, because it's so thin. But I'm not worried about that. The bottom layer is not going to make much of a good pattern anyway. And then for the blue, same thing. Start out with some black. And then the Belize blue, which is quite pale. Klein blue, which is a deep, bright blue. get close to the surface here. Yeah, this is still thin enough that it's not going to do much of a pattern, I think. Well, that's actually not bad. Turn the camera off while I report, but I just report kind of the same way. I think I need to get even closer here. Try for some non-linear patterns here. This last couple pictures is going to have a lot more color, a lot less black. I think that's okay. So there's the green one. That wasn't good. don't think it did any damage though. Here is the poured soap. It's kind of an interesting pattern, but I don't know that it looks anything like malachite or azurite. I don't dislike it. Reminds me of snakes. Here are the tops of some of the finished soaps. They don't really look that much like actual malachite. I think it's quite obvious that Vicky Frost's video made a much more mineral looking soap. But I think this is kind of interesting, and it has the effect, so I'm not displeased with it. I think, obviously I need to practice with it somewhat. There's more blue there than I wanted, heavier lines, not as zigzaggy as I might have liked. Then these are some ends. I like the ends look. And some sides. And then these are bottoms that were against the floor of the mold, and they were very plain, no pattern at all. And I shaved just a little bit off of them, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And so the pattern's under there. It'll probably get brighter when the soap is actually used, or if I were to plane some more away, but I don't think I will. So there's the top again.